Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
I went to the petting zoo and I let the goat lick my penis.
3, 2, 1, fight.
Uh-oh.
Well, the best way to get something done, if you hold near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway.
What the fuck was that?
Hello, what you doing?
Hello? Is there somebody there? Can you hear me? You're scaring me.
I'll cradle the balls, stroke the shaft, work the pipe, swallow the gravy. Get it over here, buddy. Let's do this.
Yum, 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 yum.
This is great.
Well, I think if they win, I should get all the credit, and if they lose, I should not be blamed at all, okay?
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Yeah, start it. It's fucking stinky. Fuck.
He's worked at Kaiser for how long?
Fuck.
I can't smell anything anymore.
Yeah, no shit.
Fuck.
Fuck.
All senses are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens. Oh, fuck. It's way too early in the morning. Welcome to our show. We got a lot of shit to do today.
Did we start?
No, we don't.
We're started. Yeah, we do. Taylor, it's a crisis when something happens to you. First off,
I'm very bad at processing stress.
how is it stress?
How is it not stress when your water heater goes out?
Oh God!
I didn't know that their lifetimes were only 8 to 12 years. I thought water heaters were like a 20+ year thing. I was thinking I still had like 8 good years before I had to fuck with it.
Is that a planned obsolescence kind of deal?
No.
No, it's just the parts that are in them are not built to last.
No, there's a part in there. It's called an anode. And the anode, kind of like when we do our cladding on the outside, that's meant to attract all the corrosiveness, right? So if you replace that anode in there, you can get more time out of it. But that anode slowly fucking shrinks and dies. And when that happens, then it starts eating out all the other parts of your water heater.
This was a regulator problem. The little console that's on the outside of the tank where you adjust the thermostat.
Yeah.
The natural gas regulator inside of it just
why didn't
failed
they
after 13 years.
Why didn't they replace the thermostat then? Because it was such an old water heater, they were afraid other things were going to go.
I mean, I asked him, I was like, listen, if you replace this part and the water heater still doesn't fucking work, what then? He's like, oh, we wouldn't charge you for it. If we do the effort and put this part in and it doesn't solve the problem, we're not going to charge you for it.
Because I asked you to send me a picture because I didn't know the model of yours. And so I went and started looking at thermostats, the whole control module. They're about $186.
Well,
cost us.
And originally, the first night he came over for free, he yanked the thermal pile out and got all the buildup off of it,
right,
just to see if that was the problem, and it wasn't.
They're fucking totally stressed. You took days off for this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I burned
Andrew, you okay?
2 vacation days to get this done.
You didn't take a shower either?
I'm just enthralled. No, I haven't. My hair is naturally this greasy.
Yeah.
Actually, horse semen. Seeing if I can make it grow
Yeah,
longer.
we ended up just having him, because the amount of money it would have taken to replace that one part would have been about half the cost of getting a new unit. So we just got a new water heater. It's bigger. It's a 50-gallon instead of a 40-gallon.
Yeah. Crisis mode. He was in crisis mode.
Oh, fuck.
You want a spring for an electric water heater? No, one of those ones that just heat the water as you're using it?
Yeah, that's what I told him to get. And somehow
my house isn't wired for it. I asked about it, and I would have had to have they would have had to run electrical wiring from the box in the garage, and it would have been the unit itself is way more expensive.
Tankless.
Yeah, one of the tankless.
But you
water
can get
heaters.
gas.
Huh?
You can get gas tankless. So that's what I'm going to do when ours goes out.
But they're like 3 or 4 times the cost just for the unit, and
For the unit.
installation is a lot more
They've
involved.
so
Apparently.
so I went and looked that up too, and they have gone up in price. They used to be around $900, and now they're up around 15. So, because you told me $6,000 for installation and everything, and it was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, for the tankless, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was with all the extra shit they would have had to do.
Yeah. It's $6,000. What's $6,000?
Well, we ended up spending $2,500.
That's insane.
Oh,
That's about $1,000 over. So the labor was $1,000 because
they had 3 guys in there
to get it out.
working on it. They didn't just send one person over and let him take 4 hours to do the job.
Yeah.
They had a whole team of guys in there working on it, making sure everything was perfect. So
So what do you mean we don't have a big show today? We have a big show today.
well,
Yeah,
you haven't been touting like any of the shit over the last week and a half.
I never tout any of this stuff. I just put it up. Let's go to. One thing that I want to do is I want to go over our analytics for the show.
Why?
Why? Because it's super important, Zach. So go ahead and bring up
Alright.
the analytics.
If you
So
say so.
the best thing
you
is
have a graphic for it too.
so the best. Can you put them down in the corner so you can see their faces? So copy them and put them down in the corner. We really don't. You don't need to. You don't need to copy them on this one. That's fine. They're way too big. Go ahead and take them out. Fuck them.
Oh yeah.
Put them in the other corner. We're just gonna fuck stuff up. Oh yeah,
A
that
little
looks
motion
beautiful.
sickness.
Oh, all right. So
Got to get some sunglasses.
we don't talk about our analytics, but we really
Call.
Put them on.
to drill down on
There
how
we go.
how we. Now you guys both look like fucking idiots.
It's how we talk about analytics.
I didn't know how it was spelled until I fucking. It's analytics. Okay, so let's bring up the first one. So the question is, who,
Yeah, no one that looks like that is watching.
Why
No
you
one
guys-
that looks like that is
you guys
ever
are so
even
fucking
seen our
negative.
podcast.
You guys
Oh,
are
okay.
so negative. How do you know somebody like that isn't watching?
If someone,
So
okay,
you're saying that nobody who watches our show is aesthetically pleasing in the slightest. That's what you're getting at.
I know Amanda doesn't watch.
Why? You're her man.
Well,
My
that's
wife watches. All right, so bring up the first slide.
because of what we talk about.
So move them over because they can't see this.
Just
So-
fucking shuffling us around on the screen.
So the thing that's great about this, I circled it for everybody. 6.2% of the people that are watching us are over 65.
yeah, that's because old people don't know how to get out of that loop
Yeah,
of
that's-
mixed video and YouTube. So
They've
we're just-
accidentally
we're
come
just-
onto our video.
Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
screwed.
That's all like 6.2% autoplay shit.
So that's why I put the old people up there. It's like they just fucking can't get out, so it's just running a loop.
Are they autistic or just Asian?
Both. So that's 6.2% of the people that watch this. It's crazy.
Well, I
It's
mean,
60
I'm honestly more surprised about the
The one-
basically the from 45 to 54 down, because you're talking about over a quarter of all of our viewers are over 45 years old. That seems fucking weird because I cannot even fathom how somebody older than everybody in this room would ever enjoy what we do here. I mean, it doesn't seem
So
possible.
but our biggest group is 25 to 34, but 65 plus is really gaining steam.
Yeah, what's the difference? What's the change over time?
This is just the last 90 days.
Should we talk about things that appeal to older watchers?
I think we should.
Get some
And then we can really
Viagra advertisement going on in here.
talk about how I go over to my mom and she talks about her palpitations and how her knee hurts. Okay, so go ahead and go to the next slide here. So the genders, as you can tell,
Why the fuck
Can you move
is there
the-
elephants for
Well,
genders? What,
so-
what are we?
well, you
why?
Those are two male. Wait a minute.
Look-
Why
look
are
at
they
what's right
hanging
between-
on?
Oh, they're both male elephants.
They're
I
hitting
didn't-
the
I didn't even
ground.
see those
You
giant
got the-
cocks
you
hanging
got
down.
the dong in between us. Oh, get that shit out of
I
here.
thought it was just like an undersized leg or something like that at
No,
first. Like,
so-
what the fuck?
touching my arm.
You could like literally give somebody a full-fledged concussion with that thing if you swung it around.
So this shows
Damn.
the predominance of who's watching us and who's not watching us.
That's not the
Well, I mean,
predominance
that's
I'm enamored
not,
by.
That's not surprising at all.
No, when
I can't imagine why any women would want to watch this show.
So we could have two elephant
well,
dicks on
it's something to
screen.
work on. And if the women's next time we do the analytics, if women come up, then we can show two vaginas on there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
sweet.
please.
Yeah.
So I don't have to watch two elephants hanging
You'll
brain.
just have to go to Reddit and go to the subreddit. Don't put your dick in that.
All right.
because it's it'd be a good one for graphics to use.
So we're kind of disappointing with
yeah.
the female gender. I don't know if that's because we're kind of nerdy in the way we look, but I don't know.
The way we look.
Yeah, I think if we were really pretty, that we'd have more females that were watching us. I don't know. Well,
Why is Zach flexing over there? You want to get in front of the camera to start
Okay.
drawing some more female viewers?
so let's go to the next one, Zach. Let's bring up the next one. How are people finding us?
Autoplay.
No, not autoplay. Go ahead and go to the next. So if you look up there, the number one is top 10 dumbest predators.
What is that?
So that's what they're searching for. Top 10 dumbest predators. And that's how they.
Wait.
That's
Are
how,
we 3 out of the top 10 predators? Is that what they're
How
searching?
does that
don't
even
Is that why we
get
I
pop
to
up?
our
don't
videos?
know. I don't know. And then a couple of ours, and then Captain America, we rollin' status.
Who's ever? No. What?
These
Why
don't
are
seem
people-
like real things people search for.
These are real things that people search for. And if you bring up the next one, these are going to be super hard to see. But you can go through there, and airplane hot water we've come up in their feed. So
What's the Arabian symbol on the bottom right?
Airplane hot water. Are
Exactly.
these? So these are other search terms that have
That-
led to us.
that have led to us that we've gotten views off of.
What?
Porn.
WWE Raw?
Yeah.
Someone searching porn into YouTube. I'm so sorry.
If you drill down on this, I don't think anything really leads to us. So it's just
Sims
random
porn.
shit.
I know, yeah.
Screams of hell.
Okay, so and the last one is
I mean,
want to
raw milk. We did do the breast
Yep.
milk episode, so I guess that one kind of makes some sense.
airplane hot water. I just don't get that.
Yeah, I mean,
Airplane hot water.
Filipina. What? Is that what that says?
So a lot of strange stuff that comes to
Yeah,
us.
It's like, what the fuck?
So these are our top ones. Porn's if you go
Who the
to
fuck is Joey Diaz?
Hey, MMA, right?
Is he?
No, he's on Joe Rogan all the time.
Oh.
He's the
Oh.
big fat guy on Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So there's Sims 4.
Weird.
Why would Sims 4 be on there? It makes no
Yeah.
fucking sense,
Why
right?
is Mr. Beast up there
Big
3 times?
Snake. I guess
don't
Big
know.
Snake makes a little bit of sense.
So they let
Of course it does.
Big Snake. That makes no sense.
That's the one I'm least surprised about.
Yeah, no, that one actually kind of does make sense.
For
Captain
what?
America edit.
I mean, with
Oh,
the
'cause we
amount
talk about dick.
about cocks on this show,
Right.
yeah, come on.
So this is my favorite one. So if we go to the next one, it's going to go left to right. Where's it all coming from? Where are the viewers coming from? So predominantly, if you look at the right or left hand side, it's America.
Yeah, well, that was
But-
obvious.
These are over a period of time, and if you look, Australia is way down at the bottom in the first slide. Next slide, they're coming up.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
they-
yeah.
Next slide, they're coming
They
up.
doubled actually.
So for me,
Wow, and they doubled again. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Really appealing to the
Aussies.
those.
So first
Cunts.
off, if I could change one thing about my wife, it would be her accent.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the female Australian
Oh,
accents.
the Aussie accent's great.
It's
We
the
have
best.
terrible accents over here. We need some
well, I
we
mean,
need a good accent on the
we're from-
podcast.
We're from the western portion of the country,
Which-
non-California, which means obviously you don't have that Valley Girl accent going on. Washington doesn't really have an
No,
accent,
unless you say Washington
yeah,
or
I mean,
rough.
You get south in the country, basically anywhere along the south or east
Yep.
coast, you start getting tons of accents. But
Let's see. The more God you have in your life, the worse your accent is.
And there's some that are slipping. You look at like Canada, maybe it's going downhill and stuff like
no,
that.
Canada went up.
It went up
Overall.
but it's not in the top 5. Is what I'm saying. It's starting to fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
But
So-
it went up
Yeah, well, yeah, 3%,
from
3.5.
1.6 to 3.5.
But
I
it's
mean,
falling down so it was number 4 on our list. Now it's falling down. So Canada's kind
one
of
slot.
it's kind of a disappointment. India's holding strong.
They
I
went
think-
down one slot.
The
The only thing that's really changed is Australia moving
fucking
up,
kicking ass, right? I think
which is weird.
I love Australia all of a sudden. I think that's the best one. So that's the end of our analytics. You can bring us back. Well, yeah, there you go. I put up a little flag
Why?
for Australia.
Oh.
Well, they're the biggest gainers. I mean, Jesus Christ, I just think that's
We
fantastic.
lost 20%, 25% for Americans. United
I don't
States.
think it's that. I just think that other
It's splitting
places
up
are
more.
taking a bigger slice of what we're doing. And when you
Step up
look,
our game.
yeah, so
Bunch of losers.
when you look on our Podbeam, which goes out to all the distributors, Australia's coming in, which is crazy because we never got
Bizarre.
anything from Australia before, and now Australia is actually.
Have we ever even mentioned Australia on the
No,
podcast?
no. But we have had Steven Seagal plastic cardboard cutout on,
Oh.
and he appeals to everybody.
That's
Well, we had Norman Reedus
point.
on too.
Norman Reedus, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's that big of a star though.
What are you talking about? Of course he is.
Well, compared to Steven Seagal is iconic.
No, Steven Seagal is a fucking nothing person.
I can't believe you'd say something like that.
Fucking worthless human being.
The Australians are gonna come for you.
Yeah. So that was
going down.
I mean, we have lots of stuff we can talk about. So the next thing that I wanted to do in the vein of this is I want to bring up viewer comments.
Oh, lovely.
Have there been more?
Yeah.
Have you been fighting people on YouTube
No, but
comments
you've
again?
seen some of these. Taylor has never seen these.
Ah.
So go ahead and bring up the comments one, and then put the boys down in the side again.
I just
Oh, shit.
remember.
Since it's so new, you're gonna have to green screen that bitch. There you go. Viewer comments. No, it's the other side is way better. Move them around. There you go. I like that.
But it's right in the middle.
No, because then you'll take up stuff. So viewer comments. These are real viewer comments,
Yeah.
and we respond to them.
Oh,
I don't know if you know that.
I didn't
No.
know that.
Dwayne
No.
responds to them.
Okay. So let's bring up the
Is this
first one.
gonna like hurt my feelings?
No.
At any
Oh,
point?
shut the fuck up, you hillbillies. And I put down, I so badly want to do number 3 in your mouth.
Wait, I don't even understand that comment because
Well, it's on one of our
do
videos.
we really come off as hillbillies?
It could be.
I mean, I don't think we come off as like redneck white trash hillbillies.
Apparently, to TH, we're hillbilly status to him.
Oh, okay.
and
up
so
here
I
in his
responded, I wanted
penthouse.
to do number 3 in his mouth.
Oh,
So that's how we're going to start this out. So go ahead and go to the next one. It's just that some people want to fight. They want to put up shitty comments.
so we're covering over whatever the last word is.
Go ahead and move them.
Fuck.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. There we go.
All
See,
right, put them back down where they are.
context is everything.
Context is everything. So we had somebody come in that he wanted to fight.
Uninteresting nerds.
This is Danzo Sands.
I like how you heart every little comment.
No, I love
We
it
got you down there. and-
because it doesn't make me angry. It just makes me, okay, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, like as far as hurtful comments could be, that's pretty light, actually.
So me and Danzo Sands had a dialogue.
this is the one that
Really?
deleted all of his
Like-
comments,
like,
right?
A lengthy dialogue, or like you
Yes.
just commented and he commented back.
Well, like that.
That's not a dialogue. That's just
It's-
internet fighting.
So go ahead and go to the next one. This is what I'm thinking. Okay, so he wants to bring it on. When your old lady didn't say that when we pulled a train on her. That was my response to him. Andrew's seen all of these, right?
I have seen all these. They're all gone now. You can't find them anymore, except for your comments.
On ours you can. Okay, go ahead and go to the next one. So, I'm gonna pull a love train on her.
Love train. Very specific.
It said the unfamiliar, nerdiest, gayest response ever. At least come up with something original. So,
As the guy saying
Danzo
nerdy
Sand.
and gay. Like, come on.
your old lady never said that, but I guess her mouth was full. Her mouth was full. Go
Remember
ahead. He
tried to
wouldn't stop. He
we've
just
had-
wouldn't stop, and it made me laugh.
Well,
like this.
you know what? If you're responsible for this incredibly bored man going home and like abusing his wife,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a sad end to this whole segment.
So go ahead and go to the next one, Zach. Is she fat too? Level of comedic type humor. But seeing as you mentioned it, she did say while, and that makes no sense to me. So I put down, can you please leave us out of your very vivid fantasies? And dude, your old lady is not fat. That's your mother. Your old lady is the ugly one.
I mean, this just seems like
This-
preteen, adolescent internet fights.
Oh, you could do better.
No, I'm just not.
You could do better.
I'm just not on board with this at all. This is just fucking stupid. It's a waste of everybody's time.
No, it's not. So he comes back with,
Like just the fact we've gotten to this point, you two fucking idiots are still going at this.
No.
Is why the internet has ruined.
what are you going to
humanity.
do on Graveyard? What are you
Yeah,
going
I
to do on
know.
Graveyard when you're at work?
We're all sitting there pinching our
No, you
tits,
know,
not doing
All
anything.
right, let's go to the next one. Well, you so will after what I did to your mom this afternoon. You'll soon be calling me daddy like your mother
See,
did.
now this guy's like trying to get into it, but like
He's not good.
he's like giving the same shitty responses that he was just shitting on that you gave. So it's like
You're really stooping to our level.
Yeah, where are we going with this, man? Like, what are you trying to say here?
So I end it here.
We're,
I said, nice. Don't forget to like and pound that subscribe button, just like we pounded your wife. And he did not respond. That one made me happy. It just gave me a little joy inside because I don't think anybody has to like or subscribe anything. I don't give a fuck. But that just gave me some joy in my life because you always see that. Hey, can you like and subscribe?
Oh, you dick.
Thank you, Zach. He just put the fucking thing up there. You douchebag. Oh God.
okay.
So you don't like internet trolls? Or you know,
That wasn't even trolling.
he was trolling us.
No, he wasn't. He was just a fucking moron commenting on a video. Like,
That's all trolls are.
but
Come
his
on.
comment was like so unhurtful.
Yeah.
In any fucking conceivable way. It's like it could have just been completely ignored and brushed over.
God, I hope he sees this and he's just seething at his computer.
Fucking
God damn it.
God damn
him.
No, most likely what'll happen is he'll realize now that he's sitting here listening to us yet again, giving us views, that he's doing that. He's actually supporting us by
Thank you for supporting the channel.
Thank you for
trying to see
liking
if
and
we're shitting on
subscribing.
him.
Please like and subscribe, Danzo Sands. Is that what that was his name, right? Danzo
leave a
Sands?
thumbs up.
Fuck, I don't know.
Turn on reminders.
Stop that, Zach. God damn it. He added that in a long time ago. You never see it on our podcast. So what else do you guys got? Because I only have like one more thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, sweet. Let's just wrap it up and get the fuck out of here. then.
Because you're so busy.
Got a 25-minute podcast. I think we're good.
Ooh,
Might even surprise people.
Yeah.
They might find it to be a refreshing new format. We just get on here, shit on people who comment
No,
on our
they don't-
videos,
they
and
don't-
call it a day.
They don't give a fuck about our podcast. All they're doing is watching our shorts.
Well, then why don't we just record only shorts?
Well, it's because as of last time, you said you enjoy coming out here doing the podcast thing.
No, I do.
Yeah. Whew, is it getting warm in here?
No, it's not.
You're still chilly.
No, but it's not warm.
Those
Ah.
lights are just beaming down on us.
Yeah.
I changed the. I
Right.
changed them
What,
to
we gotta wear the
daylight.
Sunglasses.
To daylight. You don't like the daylight?
I like the daylight
Get the
bulbs.
shine coming off of our foreheads.
We can
The
change that.
daylight bulbs bring out the natural color of things.
Yeah.
Which is why I basically look like a ghost.
It's just no, it really we are very white though.
And I just shaved before I came.
Put me
here,
on
so-
compared to them.
yeah.
Dude, I'm black.
Yeah.
Damn near African.
Only
Black?
3/5 of a vote
no,
over
you're
here.
red.
Is that the look? Here, go
You're
ahead.
like I think
It's
it's
not-
there's no lights that are shining directly on your
And
face.
the reason for that is because you guys are up against the green screen, and it makes I'm trying to angle the lights for you guys,
Oh.
so it doesn't make that blurriness. You okay back
Oh
there?
my god. Jesus.
He's getting stacked. We've been working out. He takes off his shirt. Holy shit!
Please leave your shirt on.
I took a picture of myself in the bathroom today just to look at myself.
Hooray.
You gonna share it with the class?
We can.
Pull it up on the podcast.
No, I don't have it on the podcast.
Hold up on the screen.
Um,
Only if I can see 3/4 of your penis.
yeah, my penis is in it.
I don't need to see this picture.
There's nothing to really see. This dude, I got my underwear on.
Oh, dude.
See, look at my boobs. My
You gotta-
boobs. My
That's a huge belly button.
It's a herniated.
my-
It's a herniated belly button.
Ah, you got like a chest burster.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means. My chest is really coming in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fucking coming in. That's a herniated
Those
belly
pecs.
button.
Hmm.
So
You gotta push it back in.
no, I need to go get surgery.
Or push it back in.
I've
We can do
tried
that for
pushing
you.
it back in. It doesn't work.
I
It
bet it
doesn't heal
hurts.
itself back up.
I was gonna say Zevran had one of those when he was born.
So did Paige.
All we did was push it back in.
Oh, by the way, I'm wearing
Like duct tape it in there.
I'm wearing the Wisconsin Badgers.
You know how you do it?
Yeah.
You get a golf ball.
Yeah.
Just jam it right in there and duct tape it around you.
Oh, okay.
It works like a charm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna try it? You're just gonna go under the knife.
I looked at when I showed Zach this today. I said, I think my tits are coming in. My tits are looking better. I got to bring it back up.
You can see the entire outline of your penis in that picture.
He goes, look at your face. He zoomed in on my face. The outline of my penis.
Oh, yeah, no, zoom in on your penis, please. There's no hiding that boa.
That's not a boa.
That thing is wrapping all the way around your leg.
Yeah, I was going to say, that thing is like coiling around your thigh.
Peeking out the bottom of your boxers.
So That's so stupid. He's getting jacked. His arms are like that fucking big now.
You could piss right now and not even hit your underwear.
Take off your Kiss shirt.
I know, you don't need to see him.
No, dude, I'm proud of him. We're doing good.
Oh my god.
You got to kind of stand up, buddy.
We're all being put on a list.
It's 16 and a half in Spokane.
Oh, great. Thanks for
Yeah.
bringing that up.
16 and a
Why
half.
do you know this?
It's 16 everywhere.
I've told you the story before. I mean, I haven't told you the story.
What?
I went to this girl's house. There was a party there. Me and my friend went there. And, of course, there was 2 girls there. And I bed down this girl for the night. I come home and kind of ghost her, like I won't answer the phone and stuff. Anyways, her mom calls my mom.
Oh, no, I've heard this story.
Yeah, and she tells my mom that she's underage. She's 16. And my mom goes, well, Dwayne's 15. So if anybody raped anybody, it was your daughter raping my son. Yeah. She's 16. Your son raped her. It's statutory rape. No, it's
you
not
look
statutory.
like you were 40 when you were 15.
Dude, I showed you the picture.
Have you always looked?
Remember when I showed you the picture?
Yeah, no, I've seen the picture.
Yeah,
Big hair.
I looked like a baby back then. But her mom hadn't seen me. Because
I hope her mom wasn't involved with the amorous activities that night.
Have you never banged a mom when you were like in your teenage years?
No.
Oh, God.
Have you?
Maybe.
You got Deuce Bigelow over here at the table.
Maybe. No, there's no Deuce Bigelow. I mean, I just had a normal life. Well, what else do we got to talk about? Hey, go ahead and bring up the last one I've got so we can discuss this. So if you can see...
Is this Detroit?
Is that Ukraine?
That would be a war zone. Yeah, that's probably Ukraine.
Detroit.
Probably. You don't know?
No, I didn't look at what it was.
So that could be like Moldova.
That could be Syria. That could be Ukraine. I don't think it's Syria because trees.
That's not, doesn't look like Syria to me.
But
if you take out the burnt out tank, that looks like Hilliard.
It's really close, right? Except the streets are a little more clean and the dogs. We don't have those kind of dogs.
Dogs mowing down on people, little kids. What kind of dog is that? That's a husky, right?
It looks like a German Shepherd to me.
All right, so
Huskies are like white and gray. And
That's definitely a husky.
So
no way that isn't.
when we go
What's
through,
a German Shepherd?
So get out of
Dude,
town.
you
What
can
are you
bring us back
talking
up.
about?
and
Huskies
bring
are
us back
not
up.
that color. I have never seen a husky that isn't either
That's a-
white, gray, or like some weird like blue.
It's a Siberian husky.
so when we do this,
Yeah?
I don't
flip
know.
back and forth between us and the stuff. When you bring up the slide, then
And
flip
the
back through this.
stuff.
But what I want to do is, what I want to say right now is, Taylor's going to go, why does this matter? I don't care. But somebody on our podcast that's watching it might find value in anything that we say.
Probably somebody from Australia.
Could be. No, because they're very safe and very isolated, or somewhat isolated in comparison to us. So go ahead and bring back up our Warzone picture,
Why did we flip back to you just to say that?
because we need to flip. Because if you don't flip, then people get bored and they just go to the next one. You should know this. Oh, fuck. Right in the middle of our podcast. Go to Taylor so we can see what the fuck he's doing.
What does this matter? I don't care.
I know you don't care. Anything good?
Water heater's out.
The old Burger King building
What?
on Argonne.
Yeah.
And whatever that street is.
It's on Oregon.
Well, Argonne and whatever the crossroad is. The building's gone.
Uh,
And I'm pretty sure it was like totally there and intact like 3 or 4 days ago.
I
So
thought
I was
they-
just marveling at how fast they absolutely wrecked that building and started preparing to build something new in there.
so that's what you got for a text update?
No, it was just my wife.
Ah.
My wife, I had taken a picture and I was like, holy fuck, the building's gone.
Oh,
She
she
was
thought
like,
it was
oh
crazy.
yeah, it happened recently and
Oh,
we were just talking about it.
wow.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an event worth note.
What do I care about Ukraine? I want to hear more about this Burger King building.
I really, it's important. So go ahead and bring back up our war picture. And let's go to the first slide. All right, so we've talked about
man.
bricks before. What's very interesting is now they have come off the petrodollar. Saudi Arabia is now trading with any other currency now
Why don't I read about any of this stuff?
because you're in your little ether. You don't give a fuck.
Because it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, I knew this was coming. It does matter. So let me just bring this up real quick, Taylor. What skills do you got? If the economy crashes, what skills do you have to prop yourself up?
I can shoot myself in the head.
The ability to pound ass to dust.
No, you don't. You're not big. Somebody would be using you as a fucking cock receptacle. So what skills do you have that you could support your family or barter and get bananas?
That's what a coincidence. That's my skill is getting
I
pounded
mean,
in the ass.
who said I'd support my family?
So you don't care
Probably
about.
just say, "Fuck
Y-
you guys, you're on your own."
So you're one of those.
I'm going out to be self-sufficient by myself.
He's yeah, with a baby. So you just abandon your family.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to get a pack of
If-
smokes.
if-
I'll be
no,
back in
okay.
5
If
minutes.
the world's coming to an end, it's every man for himself.
Yeah. Daddy will be back in a little bit. Just going down to the convenience store to get a pack of smokes. All right. So bring down the bricks because we
Not
don't want
that
to see
it'll
that again.
matter when
So
we're all bathing in fucking nuclear fireballs.
go and bring up the next one. Of
We're all gonna
course,
be
these are the
mutants.
countries that are in BRICS. We have talked about this before. They've added a few more. They're getting stronger and stronger.
And nobody fucking cares.
You don't care.
Nobody fucking cares.
How tall is Vladimir Putin? Is he
Uh,
like 5'6"?
He's taller than Taylor. I
Is
think
he
he's like 5'10". I
Tom
looked it
Cruise
up.
height? He's wearing
Because
lifts right
Taylor's
there.
5'9".
He's not an overwhelmingly large man.
No, he's like 5'10". Not, I think. Well, let's look that up. Because he looks. Bring back up that picture of him.
I'm gonna guess 5'6".
Yeah, I mean, he's shorter than the Chinese leader. So, I mean, he can't be that big of a guy.
That's interesting. How could you fit that much bullshit in such a little guy? He's tiny.
So, come on, Wikipedia. Where's Wikipedia?
Could also be that he's got.
How tall did you say he was?
5'6".
5'6".
Is that how tall he is?
Yeah, yep, 5'6".
Yeah, because
Wow.
look at him next to the normal-sized man.
Every single one of us is taller than Putin. He's got little man syndrome. We just figured out why Ukraine is under attack right now.
Who's the Chihuahua in the
Because
picture?
fucking Putin has little man syndrome.
All right, go ahead and come off that. The Chihuahua. Settle down. Nobody
Looks
looks
like
a
he's got
Chihuahua.
big hands though.
Who?
Putin.
I don't know what that means.
Stark difference to Trump, who has notoriously tiny hands.
You can be.
They're
I
best
only
friends.
respect
I don't
you
know
as a
why you
leader.
say that. What?
I can only respect you as a leader if you have big hands. I don't care how tall you are or how big.
I can't
If you
be
have a big penis, then I'd follow you.
I
in the
can't be a
battle.
bit. I can't be a leader.
I was gonna
I
say,
have
when
very
you got
average
an
hands.
anaconda raptor on your
Yeah,
leg like
dude.
Dwayne.
All right, so
Follow you into the gates of hell.
go and bring that one down, buddy. So the next thing that's going on is we talked about this on the podcast. Iran, Russia, China to run war drills in Latin America. Why this is significant? Go ahead and bring it down and bring me back up. Is we came out and when I put up all of this shit yesterday, and when he closed OBS and brought it back up, it didn't save. So I had to do all this really quickly today. But that's why this is significant. But anyways, last year they started running war games. Now we know that any Latin America, this hemisphere is off limits. What are you shaking your head for, Mr.
It
Skills?
doesn't matter.
I know you're going to be fucking.
It doesn't matter.
What doesn't matter?
If things go to shit, they're going for shit across the world equally.
Somebody cares, Taylor. You might not care, but somebody who watches this might care.
99% of everybody who's watching this
No,
will
wha-
be fucking dead if the worst case
What are you
scenario
talking about?
happens.
What are you talking about?
World War.
You're
Which
an
is what
idiot.
which is what we're careening towards right now.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this.
Yeah,
Fucking-
exactly. And when you
God
have
damn,
World
you
War
fucking-
III, it can only become
Oh.
nuclear. In which case, nobody has to worry about a fucking thing. 'cause
Okay.
we'll all be dead within 2 years.
So here's the deal, Taylor. If I spend hours doing these little bits and you come in and you fuck them up in a second because you don't care.
No,
but you do
saying.
absolutely nothing for the podcast except show up. You can shut the fuck up and watch the slides. And just comment on 'em as we go. Let's
I
go to the
am
next one. I
commenting.
know. You already fucked the whole thing up.
You know what I think we do is I think we get a shovel in your son's hand so you start digging a bunker.
Let's go. We're apparently, because we brought this up last time, it doesn't matter. Taylor went through, it goes through paper. What goes through paper? There's types of radiation.
Alpha.
Oh yeah.
And then there's stuff that goes through this.
Gamma.
And I said, well, I'm in a metal building. And he said, it doesn't fucking matter. I put it up on one of our podcasts that nobody watched.
Nothing. I mean, we do
So you need-
concrete.
you need
we'll do
concrete-
lead-lined concrete
You
walls.
need concrete and lead.
And water.
Okay.
Water?
Let's bring up the next slide.
Water
But
what?
let's just plow through this, even though Taylor
a
fucked it
barrier?
up.
Yeah.
Go ahead and bring it down.
Oh.
What's the next one?
Water's
China's
really good at blocking radiation.
China
Yes,
is
that makes sense.
biggest military buildup since World War II.
Every country has had the biggest military buildup since World War II, happening since World War II.
Japan?
We
This
also
is yeah.
hang on.
Well, now.
Japan just ratified their fucking constitution to be allowed to be aggressive in the world stage.
Now, because everybody else is building them. But Japan basically couldn't have anything but
that's because
a
of
force to protect their island.
that's fucking because they had an unconditional
we're-
surrender to the United States.
I know.
Which stated 50 fucking years
But
you
that's-
can't hold a military force that is, other than defensive.
Defensive.
Which is why they have the
Go ahead and bring up the next one.
Japanese self-defense forces.
Are we going to talk about this balloon that we found over Montana?
Oh,
This
God, I hate your
Chinese
fucking guts.
Cold War era balloon.
Just,
Is that what we need to be
yeah,
worried about?
Again, Taylor. Taylor Jr.
Well, what? I'm just bringing it up.
Just
You're fucking things up!
Go ahead and break. Go. Just fucking stupid. I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's
do
4
nothing.
slides from now, isn't
I'm
it?
gonna let you. Yeah, because you already saw them.
I haven't seen them. I just
So 2 weeks ago, go ahead and bring that up. The Russian spy ship was off the coast of Hawaii. We heard about this.
But this isn't new.
It was 2 weeks ago.
I'm saying
Nothing.
Russia having ships that are monitoring
No,
us
no, it is
nothing
new. Because we have a boundary around us, and then it's international waters.
Yeah, it's only like 20 miles off the coast.
So when they
right?
come inside that boundary of international waters, it's different.
Russia's always saber rattling with us.
It doesn't
though.
matter. They don't come in out of.
Well, then they should have fucking shot him.
They should have shot him.
I mean,
So
they should
bring back up that
should have
picture.
sunk the fucking ship. If that's the
Well,
really
it
the
doesn't
case.
matter, Taylor, because we're all dead anyways. Except for you,
Why-
walking
why-
around with your skin falling
why wouldn't
off
they be, like,
with no
patrolling-
skills.
wouldn't they be going around Alaska or something? Why is it Hawaii?
Hawaii,
They're so much closer to Alaska.
because it's our biggest port.
Hawaii is.
So it's our easiest way to get to China.
Yeah.
So if you have all these countries that are working together against us, then it's Oahu is our easiest way to protect Indochina. That area. Okay, go to the next one. Not that you now Taylor's being quiet.
No, it's just Hawaii is just a point from which the United States projects its power.
Guam.
The Hawaiians didn't even fucking want to be part of the United States.
Right.
And why would they?
I mean, and they weren't
They were
even
doing just
actually
fine.
technically a part of the United States until after World War II, right?
Russia warship
50s.
carrying
Yeah, that's
hypersonic missiles
my
spotted
understanding.
miles from the UK coast. So they were. They said they were going to nuke them. So they decided that they're going to send a warship. Go ahead and bring up the next one. So what did they do? Not that one. Next thing they do is they came over and they had simulated war games and off our coast on the East Coast. I know, it doesn't matter to you. You're going to be that fucking zombie walking around.
It's fucking saber rattling. I mean, I don't understand what the point.
It's not saber
is.
rattling.
That's exactly what it is.
No, just go to the next fucking. Okay, this is ridiculous. Go to the next one. So next one, warning signs. Iran military reported sending warships to Brazil to control the Panama Canal. So they're sending warships. Do you not? So obviously we're heading towards a war here.
Yeah, well,
Obviously.
obviously.
Go ahead and bring that
We've
one
been
back up.
heading towards World War III for like the last.
No, not
10
that
or
one. Just
15
bring up the
years.
last
What
one.
is that, a butthole?
That's the
Wait,
goddamn balloon
God,
you
what are
were
you
Oh,
doing?
it's
doing.
all
Where are
right,
you
okay.
going?
It's-
Stop.
yeah.
Go back to the Panama Canal. The fuck are you doing?
This is like you asking Zach to hand you a ranch when you're in a
I mean,
car.
then again, it's Fox News reporting
screaming
this.
at
Can
you.
you find a second source that isn't Fox News?
Yeah, I put this up because some people are going to say, well, you only look at one side because you guys are libs. So I put up Fox News as one of the sources that I look at.
If you don't put up a second source, you're only putting up one source.
I could have put up many a sources.
You
It didn't really
pandering.
fucking matter, Taylor.
You should have just slapped them all.
Well, why
up.
don't you do it next time? Why don't you do it? You come over and do it. Okay, next. All right. So next thing we have
Is
is
that
this.
the moon?
That is the moon. You fuck. Maybe somebody brought
What is
this up
that?
earlier.
I've never seen that before.
So now we have a
Can you
balloon.
go into detail?
No,
Oh.
just go bring back up the balloon because I'm just gonna smash these fuckers while I'm here.
Whose balloon is it? Is that? Where is that
Where is
right
that?
now?
I think it's Musk's.
Yeah, that must be Musk's.
It's
Part,
Elon
part of
Musk.
like low-tech Starlink or
he's,
something like
he's
that.
floating a balloon up to the space.
So why do they have a balloon up there instead of using their satellites?
Because it's a weather balloon, obviously.
Obviously, it's to make a statement, to see if we'll do anything.
Yeah, because they probably expected as soon as it got close to the coast for the U.S. to just fucking shoot it down.
So they could, in turn, anytime we get close with our stuff, they could.
Yeah.
They would be unprovoked by defending their area.
They would be totally justified.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think now we're at where we're at because the United States finally decided to, keep their shit together instead of just having a knee-jerk reaction to the situation. And now they're sitting there saying, okay, well, it's gonna come down eventually, and when it comes down, we're gonna snatch it up, and nothing fucking China can do about it because it's in our territory.
All right, next slide.
So they can learn about it if there was anything nefarious going on. I'm sure there's data drives on that fucking thing.
So what's interesting about this?
Can we just scramble it? Can we just send like a?
They're already. I think they were saying on the news either this morning, last night, that they're doing active jamming to try and prevent it from actually sending any signals to the satellites or wherever.
They're trying
it's
to take control of
communicating
the
with.
It's gonna
fucking
be
thing.
It's gonna fall. Some redneck's gonna shoot out of the sky, and he's gonna go
They
collect in
can't.
his pickup truck.
From 50,000 feet.
Yeah. A lot of
Even
it's
if
Montana.
Even if a fucking redneck had an anti-material rifle, he's not reaching 50,000 feet straight fucking up. He would need some sort of handheld rail gun to reach that fucking high.
I could see it happening.
This is America, and I could see them flying one of their planes up to 40,000 feet.
They're gonna
and
send
taking
it.
a shot at it.
The drones, those Predator drones, fly at 80,000.
No, I'm talking about a
feet.
civilian. A civilian they have airplanes and stuff like that. They could reach it.
You know what they're gonna do is they're gonna send a manhole cover.
Well,
up
I
to
don't
it.
know. Could they? Because
Yeah.
normally
You can-
passenger aircraft cruise at 30 to 35,000.
The reason they fly at that is because it's advantageous for them.
It's fuel efficiency.
Yeah.
I know. I understand that. But
So, like a regular Piper Cub, not a Piper Cub, something a little more substantial than that could make 40,000 feet. And then, depending on what kind of armament you have, let's go over. We know one of our old bosses has a military store, and he has a tobacco and firearms license. I'm sure he has something that he could poke that fucker down with. There's people out there that could. I'm guessing they're being dissuaded. Go ahead, next slide. So that's the path it took. It's actually following wind patterns, which is crazy.
really, because I read an article this morning that said there were signs of them being able to actively maneuver.
Yeah, I know.
The balloon.
I've heard that too on the news.
Yeah. So
So go ahead and go to the next one. Military buildup. So if you read down the bottom, the representative approves Hawaii being the center of a massive anti-Chinese buildup. Go to the next one. I don't think I put all of these in great order. Greater. So we're opening 4 bases in the Philippines. Reopening 4 bases in the Philippines, and bring up the last one. Boom. The Marines are reopening bases on Guam, which is really close to that area. And that's basically it. It's interesting how they don't want to shoot it down. How they don't want to because they were afraid of.
well,
I figure we
it's
got crap
big,
watching
though.
them that they can't quite monitor. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
and
sure,
they
it'd give
did-
an excuse to shoot anything down, but
They didn't see it until somebody spotted it. That's the story.
big butthole in the sky. How do you miss it?
No, they thought there was some guy out there that thought it was a moon or a star.
There's a bunch of shit hanging off of it that looks like solar panels and radio equipment. I mean, how do you fucking miss it?
Well, it's 60,000 feet up there, but so
Well, it's supposed to have radar reflective panels on it so it can be seen more easily.
yeah,
According to the little agreements that
What are they filled with? They don't fill them with helium, do they?
they fill them with helium. They do, and so they have a life. Either
There's another
no, they were saying that this one could be filled with hydrogen,
Hmm.
which I mean,
All right. Anything lighter than air, but most of them are filled with helium. And they usually go past the surface area of 60,000 feet. And the pressure up there is so great that they just pop and they fall down. But it's being held in place. The thing that I find interesting about this is when they said the Chinese government, which never apologized for its balloon coming into our airspace. That was
Yeah, they fucked around and they didn't get the result they wanted, and now all they can do is apologize for it. They didn't get the response they expected to get, which would justify their future actions. So now they have to deal with it diplomatically instead of having, some sort of guidelines prescribed to their military doctrine.
so a farmer or whoever, some dude found this, saw it, and brought it to everybody's attention. When it flew over Alaska, our military bases up there, you don't think we would have saw it?
Oh, they saw it.
They say they were monitoring
they saw
it from.
this thing coming by the time it was within 200 miles of
Right.
the coastline.
Right.
The U.S. government, the military, whoever, I'm sure they didn't announce it because they wanted to see where this went as well.
Yeah.
But I can fucking guarantee you that between our satellites, our constant fucking patrols along our coastlines with ships and planes and all the capabilities we have for just seeing things from space and on the ground, they saw this thing coming a long ways off, and they just chose not to do anything about it.
So there's only two ways that I see this. Excuse me. I gotta quit smoking. Well, I don't smoke. That's just lung cancer. Probably from work. Only two ways I see this. Why didn't they shoot it down? That's my first question. Why didn't they take it out?
Sets a bad precedent.
For what?
Like you said, if the United States just says, "Oh well, China should have known better," and they just fucking shoot it down,
It's not posing a threat right now.
Next time anything gets close to what China sees as its territory, which is way more fucking broad than it should be,
Okay.
they're just going to fire first. And they're going to note that incident as the reason why they fired first.
So why didn't they take control of it?
Because they don't need to. It's not a tangible threat as long as it stays up in the air.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can glean with the technology aboard that balloon that they couldn't already have with their dozens upon dozens of actual fucking spy satellites in orbit around the planet.
Okay, so then why
There's no advantage.
Why is it such a big deal?
It's a big deal because this shit just normally doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen, but it does happen.
But it has happened, and it's not just one balloon. There's that second one that's going through Central America at the moment.
Latin America.
So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another balloon because this seems like it's becoming more of a trend. It boggles my mind that this hasn't happened before, at least in any way that has made the news, and yet now we're looking at it happening twice in a span of 5 days.
Okay.
So I would say look for a third one, and if we find a third one, then that's a pattern that probably needs to be followed.
So if indeed this is something that we're worried about from the government, the only reason you wouldn't shoot it down is because they keep saying that if it falls, it could fall in populated areas. It's all bullshit.
Or maybe by leaving it up in the air, they're able to gather their own intelligence through the balloon. I mean, who knows?
The way it went through Alaska, Canada, and then
It's
it's
fun.
like it's not like it would have been in any populated area, anyways. You could shoot over trees.
But the problem with it
Wouldn't matter.
Here's one of the
Yeah, I
problems
was
with
gonna
it.
say once that balloon is destroyed, it's just gonna fall straight down.
It's not like it's
basically.
going to be on the East Coast where it could actually pose a threat to civilians.
Half of the inner parts of the United States are nothing but fucking fields and.
It's in Montana. It's in Missouri right now, right? Shoot it
Yeah.
over Missouri.
So
What do you care?
the only reason why I could think that they wouldn't shoot it down was because maybe it has something biological in it. Right?
It's got,
Guess
a,
we're gonna
it's
have
got
a-
a new strain of COVID in it.
That's the mushrooms going to turn us
Good.
into a Last of Us.
No,
Scenario.
that's the only reason I could think in their heads.
Cordyceps.
But all of these,
Cordyceps.
since it's flying over certain areas that are all our nuclear defense areas, it could have an EMP pulse. It could just detonate, kill all of our fucking nukes in place, right?
No, it couldn't.
with an EMP pulse?
No, it couldn't.
Why?
Well, for
With your
starters,
vast knowledge.
For starters, the amount of energy that's required to create an EMP that could penetrate through the materials that our missile silos are made out of, they're hardened against electromagnetic attack because of the Cold War.
One of my good friends worked on the nukes out at Fairchild, so I know all about this.
Yeah, and I'm just saying that there's no way that balloon possesses enough electrical storage to create a pulse that could do a significant amount of damage. Now, maybe the balloon has a nuke in it, in which case a nuke detonated high up in the atmosphere can create
an EMP
strong
pulse,
electromagnetic pulse that might be able to affect military infrastructure. But the danger for that would be more civilian infrastructure.
What were you going to say?
Well, even if they were to take out all of the nukes we have inside the U.S., don't we have 30 submarines with 20 nukes each?
We have crazy amount of submarines.
And they're under the water that they don't know about. So I figure...
Oh, they do know about them.
Okay, they're not...
We have
what are they going to do to stop them?
30 submarines with 20 ballistic missiles that each have 6 to 8 MIRV warheads. So realistically, our submarine fleet probably has enough nukes to wipe out the human race with another
10 times over. Come on.
You're not wiping. We get into this argument where you're wiping out the human race. You're creating.
Obviously, I'm not talking about being able to create an explosion in every piece of
you're
land,
creating a nuclear winter
and radiation that will linger in the environment for decades, if not hundreds of years.
Well,
which will kill us.
You're assuming that these aren't like neutron bombs, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Does the United States know how to make a neutron bomb?
Yeah, we have neutron bombs. Jesus Christ, Taylor. Yes, the United States knows how to make everything. See, do you know what a neutron bomb is?
You're talking about a fission / pseudo fusion bomb, then.
A neutron bomb. So what a neutron bomb does...
Just Google neutron bomb. Did it show that we have neutron bombs?
Yes, we do.
Wikipedia will explain to you what a neutron bomb is, but that doesn't mean that somebody has them.
Basic concept, history, and development use.
Stably.
Where were they used? In 79. NATO response would be to use regular tactical. Neutron bombs are purposely designed to explode lower yield, blah, 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 blah. Here's the U.S. Army with the M10 howitzer transporting effects. Come on, who has them? Soviet Union, which includes the USSR, equipped. So if the Soviets have them, then we have them.
Okay.
What would be the...
So neutron bomb basically explodes high up in the air, kills everything, but leaves everything untouched.
Why would you use that over an atom bomb?
Well, it makes sense if you wanted to go and still live in that area because the half-life is like 8 minutes. So you kill everybody in that area, but all buildings are left standing.
Infrastructure would be left intact, I guess.
But everybody, and then the half-life of the radiation is like 8 minutes. Could be wrong on that, but it's really short. Where did I get off fucking subject with fucking that?
What was the subject? The balloon that might have a neutron bomb?
Yeah,
it was Taylor.
If they really wanted to cause trouble, they'd stick a nuke up in that balloon and detonate it, where it is. Several miles up into the atmosphere, because that releases highly charged particles that will
an
create
EMP pulse.
EMP. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah.
It could have an EMP pulse, and then you said no, but it could be.
There's a difference between detonating a nuclear device to generate an electromagnetic pulse.
Dude, I just said an EMP.
A device that just generates an electromagnetic pulse.
I just said EMP.
Yeah, but the implication behind the two different methods is drastically different, because if they detonated an EMP device, that probably wouldn't be seen as such a huge deal as if they actually detonated a nuclear device over the United States. I'm just saying.
I know.
There's a magnitude of difference between those two actions.
I'm talking about disabling a ton of our nukes.
And I'm telling you that even if they had a nuke, it's unlikely they would disable our nukes, being in the hardened military structures that they're in. And China fucking knows that. China has to know that at this point. So
Did the explosion over Billings, did they find that to be a fake?
I didn't know about an explosion in Billings.
yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either.
You know what would be even more devastating is if they just dropped a ton of condoms that were enormous but labeled small. That would be a real hit to the Americans.
The United States already did that to a country. I can't remember which one it was though. But
They'll, they can use it on us, and it would be devastating.
Like 7 o'clock last night, there was an explosion. I can put this up on the screen later. I don't know how to do this, Zach. We'll have to
Some
figure it out.
redneck trying to shoot the balloon down.
No, it was a huge explosion.
I don't know how he got his hands on a missile, but
I don't know how nobody else has managed to hear about this.
A Billings woman captures a video what she called a possible explosion in the sky near the town, what she posted on social media. City officials said they were aware of the video, but cannot verify any explosion or downing of a plane in the area.
It's Fox News again. He's too deep into Fox
Is it really
News.
Fox News again?
No, it's not Fox News. It was
OAN, maybe?
Yeah.
It was
Newsmax?
everywhere. I cannot believe you guys didn't hear this explosion.
I've been too stressed to do anything except for focus on getting a new water heater the last 3 or 4
Too
days,
stressed
so.
about this balloon over
I
Montana.
just heard about the balloon yesterday. Like, literally yesterday. And I really didn't give a shit about it then either.
Yeah.
It's going to be 10 minutes on here. I just want to find a short. Nah, fuck. I'm not going to be able to find anything that's relatively short. Anyways, there's an explosion. So, are you looking at it, Taylor?
Yeah, I mean, this woman doesn't look very
The video looks legit.
reliable.
We'll cut this out so you guys can look at the.
Then nobody's posting the fucking. Well, maybe let's see.
It's on all the news channels.
Non-stop local billings.
Yeah.
Show the video.
Yeah, that's what it's getting really annoying when you bring up news to look at the news and it's a video all the time.
Okay, so we have a business Twitter account. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just share the one video, the one video I have.
Oh, I can go to Twitter.
Somebody has any questions?
I don't understand.
So she's like, yeah, you should just.
I don't see any explosion in this video. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about an explosion, so
Here's the video.
I'm guessing that woman is just fucking nuts.
How long is this?
1 minute and 24 seconds.
There it was.
So what? I'm supposed to believe that woman's saturation on her phone changing briefly because she can't keep it steady is supposed to be an explosion? Did you hear an explosion?
Yeah, you can hear it. I'll move it back. Did you find it, Andrew?
It's her cat falling off the banister.
It really could be. I wish that because they
tap.
No,
Don't drag.
this is Twitter.
Must have already happened.
It's a big thing. All right, so that's
Yeah,
the only
it
video
just-
we have of it.
Seems like the saturation just goes out of whack.
It's got to be. Would we not see
And
any
what the
sort
fuck
of
is
like
that?
shockwaves?
It's
or
a
anything?
fucking trail of a missile.
A trail of a missile.
Okay, so that's going on in
trail
the
of a
sky over
missile.
Billings, and she's the only one that captured the video.
Yeah, no shit.
And
No,
saw the
there's other-
explosion.
there's
Then
a-
why does the fucking trail stop right
Damn it,
there?
There's other stuff that I saw on the talk. I'm just saying, is this real or not?
I'm.
Sure, it might be real, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's what people make it out to be.
What do you think it is, Andrew?
I don't think it's a nuke. I think it's
No, it's
Jesus-
not a
Jesus
nuke.
coming out of the sky.
Nukes don't come from the ground. And
Well,
go-
they got to start from somewhere.
Well,
So the
you think we would
Hold on,
nuke
hold on.
ourselves?
So the implication is that
We're
that
shooting it out
was
of
a
the
missile
sky.
shot up into the air.
Yeah.
Then
Hold
why
on,
is
hold
that
on.
fucking
I gotta
balloon still being reported as being in the air
because if you've looked at it, there's more than one balloon over us right now.
over the United States?
If you've looked at the pictures, some of them don't have the carriage underneath.
Some of them?
Yeah.
So what?
They're supposed to be,
Are you
I think,
telling me that
2 or
they
3 of them.
They launched like a bunch of balloons over here and they're like, oh yeah, this is nothing. It's all an accident. That I mean, that would just mean
Oops.
China's so fucking stupid that a chemtrail.
I know.
This guy sounds reliable.
There's a Starlink. Here, let's fucking. There's.
Social media after capturing something unforgettable on her cell phone. Dolly Moore tells me that she heard.
I really don't want to go through this, but anyways, so
I don't know. I have only seen reports of 2 balloons. One in Central America and one over
Alright.
the United States.
So-
if there's reports of others, I haven't seen them yet.
So we've gone down this road where we've talked about, well, why didn't they shoot it down, so on and so forth, right?
yeah,
It makes no sense to you.
What, that they don't shoot it down?
Right.
No, I think it makes perfect sense that they don't shoot it down.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because
It
they
makes no
can-
sense that they don't shoot it down. So it's okay. You agree with them just letting it float across.
They
It,
can
it does
gather-
nothing.
They can gather intelligence as long as it's not a threat to the ground. I think it's more in our best interest to see if we can discern why it's there
Ah.
instead of just a knee-jerk reaction of let's blow it up. You know,
Okay.
that's just it. That's the normal American way, and we've found that that doesn't always work in the past.
Andrew, how do you feel about them not blowing it out of the sky?
I just read that U.S. has plans to blow it out of the sky over the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah. Because
If
why
we get there first, right?
Really?
Yeah.
They're gonna wait till it crosses the whole
Well-
country and then be like,
Well, probably
all right,
over
fuck it.
international waters.
They're
I
try-
mean, it could be a good exercise for our ships out there. See that thing up there? Fucking shoot it
Shoot it
down.
down.
Well, I don't think it'd be that hard.
You
So
never know. I mean,
so why it's okay for them to shoot it over water, but land that doesn't really fucking matter.
no, I think they're gathering any information they can from it while it's over our territory, and then once it leaves, its usefulness is done, and then
So if you have the ability to get the information from it, you've hacked into it. Why can't you control it and just have it land?
because maybe the Chinese are telling the truth and it can't be controlled, and it's just floating around with the prevailing winds.
And it is floating around with the prevailing winds
Well,
the way
yeah,
they show
to
it.
an extent, yeah.
Yeah.
What are they? But the one over Latin America, can they control that one, or are they just send all these?
It doesn't
balloons in the
matter
sky and-
because the people in Latin America, they're not as
mud
propagandized as what we are.
huts.
Well, no, they're
They're
not. As,
looking up at the god in the sky
Oh, God.
floating over them.
they're not as propagandized as us.
Hmm.
So we sit there and watch a balloon going over us that fucking is following wind currents.
We think it's an
Oh,
EMP
yeah.
taking out
There
our
you go.
nukes.
U.S. considering plan to down Chinese balloon over the Atlantic, and that's from the AP News.
You go to the news subreddit because that's where I just found that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was
Oh,
just scrolling through
that's-
news.
I basically get all my news from
Because
Reddit.
it's so biased towards one
no,
point or
it's-
the other.
It's just, it's easy. It's all in one spot. You can usually find news that you would otherwise have to search like through all of MSN or all of Fox News to find. It's just fucking right there.
What app do you use for Reddit?
Reddit is fun.
Oh, me too.
I don't like the
Because
actual
you
Reddit
spent
app.
$3 on it and you don't get any ads, right?
Oh no!
Hold on.
I haven't
Is
spent
that the
any
one
money on it.
right there? Reddit is
No,
fun.
that's the Reddit app.
Oh, okay.
Reddit is fun. Looks like that.
Rip.
Reddit. Rip.
Riff.
And it's way better than the normal Reddit app.
I don't know.
Paid for it like
Okay,
10
so
years ago.
Yeah.
I use that
I
number.
mean, I don't mind the ads, so it's fine.
So I'm sitting there watching it, and it's just, why am I transfixed to this? Why am I watching this for like an hour straight of a balloon that's following wind
because it's
currents?
that shiny new thing that's happening in the world right now.
Right. Why does it matter? The Chinese government never apologizes, but they apologize for this.
Because it didn't go the way they thought it was going to go.
How did they think it was going to go?
We'd fucking shoot it down as soon as it came within our defense zone, which is like 20 miles off the coast. Because then they would have precedent for shooting any American shit down that happens to be. Because we do this shit too. The
Yeah.
U.S. has balloons like this. We have drones that can fucking basically sit up in the sky for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
It's establishing a precedent. If the United States had shot it down as soon as it got within our defense zone,
you're like the fucking news channel.
I'm just saying.
I know, but you're just
asking
saying
my opinion.
I know, but you're saying the same thing they say on the fucking news.
I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
I haven't been watching the news about this fucking balloon thing.
I know, but when you look at it, are they being aggressive? Did they really do something to do this, or is it just following fucking wind currents?
I think this is purposeful.
You think it's purposeful?
I think if there was something they wanted to do about this, as soon as it got over Alaska, they could have almost definitely changed the fucking course by either raising or lowering the pressure inside the balloon.
Right.
Which would have altered its altitude, which could have changed its trajectory. I think that this is either absolutely purposeful or just absolute benign neglect.
Okay.
They just did not give a fuck if it came over the U.S.
So I show these slides and we go through this shit all the time. And it's just like, I don't care. There's nothing I can do. It's interesting how this has become such a big deal. They have satellites up there that can look at fucking pennies on the ground. China has stolen everything from us. They can do everything we can do up in space. There is no fucking difference. So a balloon is not going to give you better surveillance than their fucking satellites or their planes or their drones that are flying over us all the time. So why are we making such a big deal over this?
Because like Russia and like North Korea, China has been making increasingly aggressive moves towards their neighbors and making broad claims about territorial integrity that don't make any sense. So this is simply another series in a bunch of behavior that's all adding towards a bigger picture of them being aggressive towards the rest of the world.
So back at the start of the Iraq War, everybody weapons of mass destruction and all that. But what really came out of that is Saddam Hussein was gonna get off the petrodollar. He was gonna be one of the first countries to say, "Fuck the petrodollar. I want to trade my own currency." So what happened? We went and we fucking took over the country. We made them a slave in the region, and if you fuck with us, we're gonna go and take over your country. That's really what happened.
That's kind of what the United States stance has been since World War II, actually.
Okay, so why is this balloon such a big fucking deal? It's not to me. It's not. They fucking do this stuff all the time. It's not like this is the first time that this has happened into our airspace.
They buzz our ships out at sea all the fucking time. And that's far more dangerous than the balloon.
That's why I put up at the beginning of our little slideshow, BRICS. They're trying to establish a new world currency. Is this giving us provocation just to go fucking put things back right? Is this all propagandizing us, saying that China is doing something? We get all these news articles where fucking Iran's going down to the Panama Canal. We get all of these news articles and we're propagandized in our own little ether to make us, putting us on a war footing. So we go and we stop what's going on in the world.
Because the most war footing since World War II.
Yeah, Taylor, I know, but the most important thing is that petrodollar in the world, because we have now. Can you put up the slide behind them from the website? We are now 31 trillion five. If you look at the national debt, see how I have all this planned out, even though you thought you fucked it up, but you really didn't fuck it up. So our whole economy is based on debt. It's based on you having to use the petrodollar. If you get away from the petrodollar, then all that debt becomes real, and our economy and our whole way of life fucking dies.
Good. Is it current?
That is current. That's updating right now.
Good.
It's pretty mesmerizing.
I mean, our country is a pretty miserable place right now for 80% of the populace. So maybe our country collapsing and having to start from a fresh standpoint is in our best interest.
And at the beginning of this, you said...
I mean, if the whole economy collapses, if the United States collapses, there won't be any billionaires in the United States anymore.
Well,
There'll be a bunch of poor people
Lots of
trying to hold on to whatever assets they had prior to the collapse.
If you go around the United States, and I plan on going to Chicago when I visit my daughter in Wisconsin,
Stop it.
I want to see if their city is as shitty as ours. If there's just people just loitering around, poor people living on streets and everything else. It's been heading that way. Oh, well, thank you for putting it up behind me. So I'm really interested. At the beginning of this, you said you would abandon your family if anything like this happens.
As a fucking joke.
Abandon them and let them starve to death.
As a joke, yes.
But
said
I
that.
think your wife and Amanda and my wife would do much better than I would, or you would, or any of us, because they have a box of love.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
what's in that box of love, Dwayne? What are you
Lots-
referring to?
It's a velvety box of love and joy,
I have a box.
and they can rent themselves out.
Yeah, but what if like a really strong female warlord comes along?
Yeah.
You're gonna need that dick, Dwayne.
Yeah.
And you've got that fucking anaconda wrapped around your leg.
So-
So I
Got
think
that
you'd be
baseball bat.
fine.
So we're at this point where this shit's going bad. You can just on the
Well, and see, that's the whole thing I don't get about like this whole debt ceiling thing.
Mhm.
Like, the Republicans want to play around with it,
right.
and I'm not entirely sure they understand the implications of letting the United States
Go ahead and go back to
default
them, buddy.
on its debt, and that is, if the country falls apart, if we have an economic collapse because they're fucking around,
Mhm.
I don't think they understand that nobody is going to give a fuck who they were before the collapse.
Right.
They're going to be used, abused,
But that's a
or killed.
I know, but
like
you-
every other American in this country, regardless of their wealth.
But you're cool with the collapse. So you should really be a Republican right now.
I think that this country is in a horrendous place, and I'm not so certain that a collapse isn't a possible solution to that problem.
Okay, so one of the problems with that is they owe the money to us. So it's a very small percentage that goes out to other countries.
Yeah.
And so they're just fucking us over with this national debt. I don't know.
Which is no different from any other thing the government does. So I mean, it's really in character.
Yeah. It's interesting. So they're trying to kill the American way by taking over the monetary policy of the world. We're getting propagandized into China, Russia, all these other countries. Russia went and did something shitty. They're fucked. They're just fucked.
Yeah, economically.
But they're trying to put us at war with China now. So it's just interesting how this all unfolding. It's my little brain that's probably wrong.
It's not really that interesting.
Really?
Like, if Russia and the U.S. went at it, yeah, if it was nuclear, that would end the world.
You know, China
But
has
if-
a bigger navy than us now.
You know, China has like 300 nukes, right? Not nearly enough to threaten the United States homeland.
No.
So, I mean, a war with China, yeah, it'd probably be awful. But we've got a bigger Air Force. Our Navy has a bigger Air Force than their main Air Force. Not to mention the fact that all of our shit is...
No, I'm not worried about that. I don't, since I was in the military and did stuff that, you know, I'm basically a pacifist now. I don't want war. There's no reason to send young men and women to get killed. There's no reason for it.
No, we got robots for that.
So what we do is we get rid of these cocksuckers that are back east. We fix our own problems and get back to the way we used to be, caring about the country.
About turn late stage capitalism to early stage capitalism, where we have a running chance, right?
Where everybody's still delusional about the problems they face in the future.
Yes. We're still at least somewhat optimistic towards life.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with your generation now. There is no
I'm
hope.
optimistic. What do you mean no hope? Come on.
Capitalism is fine.
Loads of hope.
Trickle down economics is bullshit. Because it's been proven time and time again that the rich people don't let the money trickle down.
Well, it's the way we're set up.
They fucking hoard it, thinking that they need all of it.
It's just because Reagan was a raging liberal and he ruined the country for us.
Reagan was a what?
Yeah, a raging liberal.
He swapped parties.
All the best ones do.
All the best ones do. Trump.
Cinema.
You know,
She went
Lincoln was a
independent.
Republican.
Yeah, she went independent because she was always a rhino.
No, she's just full of bullshit.
Yeah.
They can call her a rhino. That's
She
mean.
doesn't
I know,
fall
but
onto any
what do
side.
they call a Democrat that's really a Republican?
A dino?
Panderer.
Democrat in name only?
Okay.
With a rhino and a dino.
She was a dino.
Yes,
She was
I
a
mean,
dino.
Yeah,
Doesn't that make sense?
it all kind of works out.
Yeah.
That's
All right, see?
the best part of politics.
I
of
don't
it.
know her good enough to say. I haven't seen any of her policies or any of that to see if she's a solid. Is she solid? Is she fighting for what her people want her to do?
Cinema?
Yeah.
No.
She's in Arizona.
Yeah.
So they're super, super conservative down there.
They feel, for the polls I've seen, about 50%, a little bit more,
Right.
think she should resign or will vote for somebody else in the next election
A
because they
Republican?
voted for a Democrat in that position and they got an independent apparently.
It's so staggering. You sit there and fucking watch the numbers, man. And it's just like, look at this. We're about ready to go up another $1 million in debt. Isn't that fucking crazy? $1 million within, I don't know, a minute. Here we go. Another million. Come on, baby. Come on, you can do it. Let's spend some more fucking money. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Boom!
but it's all gradual. They don't show the big jumps, which is nice.
yeah,
I
was
like
gonna
watching it
say.
slowly increase. I wouldn't like to see, 20 million here, 40 million there.
And it's funny how everybody's coming out and shitting on Trump that he caused 25% of the debt. I love that. He didn't cause 25 or 30% of the debt.
I mean, to be fair, Bush was the real contributor to the fucking national debt.
Well, I mean, during Trump, the national debt went up like 34% or something like that.
Yeah, because of the tax breaks to
Tax breaks.
businesses. Oh, damn.
Did she crash?
You just pull up Pornhub.
Dude, what are you doing? Quit your fucking shit. We had a fucking pandemic. And everybody lost their goddamn minds and wanted to redistribute wealth. And it didn't fucking work. And he fucking signed off on all of it. It was both sides that are fucked up, just not him. As much as you want, I want to blame him for everything because he's just a piece of
man
shit.
Yeah, I mean, in regards to the national debt,
yeah.
Both parties share a decent amount of blame. Statistically speaking, though, Republicans tend to put more money initially into the national debt than the Democrats come and try and save as many people as they can and inevitably end up putting more money towards the national fucking debt. So it's not like one side is completely, good and one side's completely bad. Both parties
Are
raise the
shit.
national debt.
You know what I think
But
we
one
need?
party tends to do it more substantially than others.
What do we need, Andrew?
We need another terrorist attack to bring us all together.
We really do.
We need
Fuck.
another 9/11. At
A
least.
good one.
Maybe 10 times.
A
that.
good one.
Okay, let me ask you this. Because back in 2001, Muslims were a real fucking easy target after 9/11. Who could attack us?
Has that changed?
Who could attack us in a way that would galvanize us again, though?
The Canadians.
Like, I mean, think about it.
We
Who?
need, huh?
Who?
Who what?
Who could attack us and have it galvanize us like 9/11 did with the Middle East?
I don't know. Those cartels are pretty strong down in Mexico.
But they're a non-issue.
They really
Well,
are an issue.
maybe to
I mean, all the
us.
fentanyl that's coming into the states.
Yeah, but see, if the United States wanted to deal with that, they could deal with that.
they could.
They just want Mexico.
How
to
did the
deal with
war
it
on
to clean
drugs
their own
work out
house.
for us?
They don't want Mexico to deal with it. They've allowed the pharmaceutical industries to create a whole generation of fucking users. What's a better word for it? They're all fucking addicts. A whole fucking generation. Go look at our fucking streets. It's insane. It's fucking insane. Our government allowed the pharmaceutical companies to make that much money. There was no hearings.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing
Okay,
with
you
you.
were just giving me the look like you're fucked up.
Well, it's just there's
It's a whole. Our government allowed
yes,
big business to fuck us
the United
over.
States is not for the people.
No, I
It
get
is
that.
for the money, and since
Big
businesses
businesses.
make money, obviously the United States government represents companies and corporations and special interests. They don't give a fuck about the people.
I know, but our country used to have morals. Like it wouldn't fucking drug addict everybody. We used to put people in school so they could be part of the system.
Debatable. absolutely debatable
Well,
that our
it's-
country used to have morals, given the fact the first thing we fucking did after we were formed was send a white fucking wave across the country, slaughtering the native population of this continent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where did these
We-
fucking morals come into
We
play?
thought we were morally right because, we thought Indians bad. Those people skinning
were.
our soldiers.
You know,
and
The fucking Indian
we
bad.
did kidnap people from another continent and enslave them for a long fucking time. over here.
Everybody did that.
So when did these moral?
I know, but
when did this moral high
that
ground
that was a
suddenly hit the United
that was a
States?
common thing.
Okay,
morals change
so,
with time.
No, I'm not saying it's good or bad.
So I'm asking you.
I'm not saying
when
it's
did
good.
this country establish some sort of
So
moral high ground?
Whitey.
Whitey.
Yeah, so you're still 45% of the populace is whiteys, right?
Okay.
They care about themselves. They care about the majority of the people that live here. And when did we pander? When did we start pandering to these small groups? Everybody should be treated equally, so don't fucking do that. But why are we pandering to these small groups? It doesn't make sense. Majority rules.
Makes perfect sense.
How so?
Because white people aren't going to be the majority in this country much longer.
That's fine.
That's scary.
The majority should rule.
worried.
No, and that's not even true. We're like 47% of the populace.
I can
And
become a sex
shrinking.
slave.
And shrinking because
and drinking.
Mexicans like to
We
fuck.
got to stop race
because we
race
still
mixing.
allow substantial immigration into this country,
Oh, yeah.
which is what has prevented us, one of the greatest first world nations in the world, from having a shrinking population like most of the other first world
Right.
nations. Like Japan, we
I know-
talked about this last time.
I know,
Japan
Biden's
does
really-
not allow immigration on any substantial level, but because the United States does, it's helping us overcome those fertility and I don't want to have a child because I can't afford it issues.
Microplastics.
Yeah, sure. Sperm counts due to microplastics.
Yeah.
Let's put
Pretty
all the
soon
colors
you're
in
gonna
the
have a
camps.
baby that's gonna pop out. It's gonna be made of fucking
So
plastic.
so
It's
so
been integrated right into your DNA.
so when hold on, when the
That'd be kind of
majority
awesome.
does become
Made out
Latin
of
America
plastic
in
genetically.
when the majority does become Latin America, you can bring that down now and just put our dystopia background up, buddy. Because yeah, that's the way the world's going to look pretty
Somebody's
soon.
gonna stroke out with all those moving numbers.
So are we going to have a? Are we still going to pander to white people when the majority is Latin in America?
Of course not.
Of
Are we-
course,
who are we
we
pandering to now? Are we pandering towards anyone but us, the
yeah,
whites?
Yeah, we are pandering toward. Yes, of course, it's all over the fucking news. We pander to them all the time.
Depends on the state you're in.
I'm talking about national media.
National media. Who cares about that? They don't make policy.
No,
With the extent of pandering is, hey, let's add a black guy to this commercial. I don't think we're pandering towards anyone.
no, that's my father-in-law.
I think we're trying to be inclusive.
Inclusive.
I would
The-
say
you're
I
talking
would
about
s-
big business now again.
Well, I would say big business always tries to be inclusive. That way they don't alienate anybody and they maximize their profits. So whether they give a fuck about the message they're sending is a different story, but they do use the message to try and broaden their customer base.
So let's
Right,
go back to the
right.
Colin Kaepernick thing when he decided he was going to take a knee because of for a good reason.
He was just a sacrificial lamb.
Okay.
He was the first one to
Yeah.
do it, and until
a martyr.
and because nobody
He's not a
fucking
martyr.
backed him up right.
Nobody gives a fuck about him, so
because
he's not a
nobody
martyr.
backed him up right there. He took the full hit himself.
Okay.
If the whole fucking team had done it, it would have been a nothing burger.
If white America jumped on his bandwagon, he doesn't need his fucking team. If white America 45%, but you had half the people on watching the NFL drinking their beers, being fat at home, saying, "Fuck this guy."
I'd say
Yeah,
75% of
It was a
whoever's watching
lot.
the NFL.
I'm not going
I-
to watch football anymore. So what they
I
do?
would say
They kick that motherfucker to the curb,
Oh.
right? So we can say that they try to be inclusive, but they're not trying to be inclusive. They're pandering to whoever is going to get them the most. I sit here and I'll watch football with my father-in-law, the racist, and he'll go, "Why are there so many black commercials during the sporting event?" Who do you think they're fucking pandering to? The
Who-
people
wait.
that watch it.
Who was,
It's
he
just,
was
it's insane to me.
on the other side of the spectrum? Who was on the Broncos that was like super godly and everyone loved him?
Tim
He
Tebow?
used Tim Tebow, and then
Right.
he was we didn't push him
Wow.
out because of
I know.
Wow.
I know, right?
Fucking-
Someone who never watches any sports, and I knew that.
and everyone
'Cause
loved
he-
him and
he
wanted
was-
to
he
keep
was the
him
person
around.
Who like kneeled And there was like, because you're not supposed to do any sort of like dance after a touchdown. But I remember like he got in trouble because he kneeled and prayed after a touchdown one
Don't
time
even
or
like
some shit
sports
like
and
that.
bam.
No,
But he was a garbage
I remember
player.
people that like he made an
Made such an impact on your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now you get to pray at
Okay,
football
so
games.
if we're talking about media and stuff like that, what do you think the percentage of people in the United States are LGBTQ?
Very small percentage.
Very small.
10.
You mean like actual lesbians, trans, or people that just support it?
I'm going to say it's less than 5%.
Nope, it's 10%.
Is it 10%?
10%.
Really?
It was 10% even back when I was in junior high.
All right.
So
So
1 in 10 people
Are lesbian or gay?
are gay, lesbian.
LGBT.
Granted, back then you didn't have the whole LGBT.
There's like 36 letters now.
fucking Q, whatever.
They were
it
just
all
making
is.
up letters to
Yeah, I
add
know.
to it.
You didn't have that shit back in the early 2000s. It was just you were gay or you were a lesbian. There was none of this.
there were still dudes that like to dress up in their
gender neutral or what was it? What is it called?
Asexual, pansexual.
Yeah, with all these fucking terms, there wasn't that shit back then.
Yeah, well, it's because people don't have a lot of time on their hands now, and they're bored, and they're sitting there watching fucking. It's just true. It's just fucking true. It's like, well, I'm going to try to figure out what the fuck I am.
It's the internet.
I know.
I think the internet has led to a lot of the greatest advancements socially, but I think it's also been one of the most detrimental fucking things to human society at the same time.
I'm miserable. I can't figure it out why. I'm going to go grow some tits, basically. You know, it's just.
What kind of reasoning is that?
No, I'm just saying.
Like every man who's miserable is like, you know what I need? I need to get myself a vagina.
Well,
that's what will solve this.
There's
fucking
nothing wrong with that
problem.
either. I think there should be more vaginas and tits out there. So if you want to be a guy, especially the other side,
right,
more power to you.
Okay, so 10% of them are LGBTQ, right?
Yeah, about.
But almost every single program you see on TV has to have a lesbian or somebody in it.
Oh yeah,
when you're
usually
only
there's more than 10 characters in a TV or
okay, but I'm
movie
trying to get back to
program.
what you asked about. So why are we pandering to 10% when 90% aren't that way? It doesn't make any sense to me, right? If I want to get the biggest, I'm just talking realistically, if I want to get the biggest amount of people watching me, I'm not going to pander to the smallest group. I'm going to pander to the largest group because that's going to get me the most bang for my buck when I'm spending $10 million on a program.
I don't think that's always working out though.
Main characters are usually still white. It's not like
yeah, and now instead of having like some
if my
fucking like gruff like strong man, now you've got what's his name, the Critical Drinker on YouTube. Have you ever seen him? Oh, he's.
You watch the Critical Drinker, but you don't watch our podcast.
Yeah,
what a motherfucker!
That's interesting.
You know, because
Shut the fuck up.
He talks about TV shows and movies and all this stuff, and one of the things he likes to say about shows that have a female lead, you know, to be more inclusive these days is strong female character, and it seems like that's what a lot of shows has come down to is like
if it's done well, it can, you know, think of some of the greatest.
But that's not true. If my wife sees two guys kissing, like in the beginning of it, she just turns the motherfucker off.
Why?
Yeah, she cannot.
Whoa, you gotta call her out like that?
She cannot stand
Don't
it.
fucking watch the 3rd episode of The Last of Us then.
shit.
Holy fuck.
But if she
Wife
sees
sounds like a real dick.
if she did, oh god, I'll slap the fuck out of you right now.
Oh, I know.
She will not watch that. So you're losing.
Why?
Because you're. What I'm trying to make
Like-
a point to
like,
you. You're losing part of
sitting
your
there-
populace just because they don't want to see it.
Sitting there watching a couple of guys stick their tongues in their mouth doesn't do anything for me either.
I
but
think it does. I think it does.
It doesn't mean I'm going
It
to
does to me.
immediately go, oh, well, fuck this.
Yep.
This is
I'm
an
going to
outrage.
go watch something else.
So even when
You know, right?
Yeah.
when what was it, the Frosty one?
I mean, and
what
if there's
what
two
cartoon
chicks
had
on there making out, that's probably going to make me more likely to watch whatever it is. So maybe they need to add that kind of shit into TV shows and movies.
Okay, but you're losing a part of your audience, which
Well,
doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, but it's the part that wouldn't get invested in that show in the first
I
place.
have no problem with it.
To be fair, you do see a lot more tits and vaginas in movies than penises.
Yeah,
That's because penises are weird.
They're
So are
aesthetically
vaginas.
pleasing. What do
No,
you mean?
Yeah, but penises
Think of
Penises are
God.
dangling.
There's
and
so
weird
much
looking and-
penises are so much nicer to look at than a vagina.
I don't know about that.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
110%.
Would you rather look at a cock all day, or would you rather
just
look at a
saying,
vagina?
It's
No.
more aesthetically
It's-
pleasing. Not
it's-
saying I'd want to more rather look at a
My
penis.
cock, when it's limp, it looks like an old man with all these wrinkles and veins and stuff in it. It's gross.
Yeah, but
Yet it's
think
still
about.
as long as a goddamn mid-sized snake.
No, it's not.
I'd rather see,
Yes.
like Channing Tatum's big old dong, because I'm sure that's nice looking, than say like Britney Spears' like distended vagina.
Yeah. No, I think the vagina is a horrible looking thing.
Really?
Yeah.
But I'd
They're
much
very
rather look
cute.
at a vagina than a penis, because that's what I'm attracted
That's what
to.
we need to do. We need to bring vaginas up on the screen so we can judge them. No, there is some ugly motherfucking
Because
vaginas.
that'll make it on YouTube.
It's educational.
Yeah, okay.
You can have titties and stuff on YouTube as long as it's educational. And obviously we are educational.
We need 10 female volunteers to come on screen and get naked.
Or just prop their pussy up here so we can judge them.
Just plant it right on the table.
On the table right here. Yeah. But since
you don't think this is at all treading into like
we can't even
misogynistic territory?
No.
Yeah, just pop that pussy right up there on the side of the table, and we're gonna tell you how we like it.
I think this is what we're talking about though. I think pussies are ugly. There's very few pussies that I look at and go, God, that's a great looking fucking box.
No, because you're always looking at the boobs, right? The boobs are the can be nice about,
I'm
or
not-
ass. I'm an ass man.
I'm a face man. You've got to have a face.
It's your
I
teeth.
can't get past a woman
As
if she don't
opposed
have
to
a
all
face.
those women walking around that don't have faces.
No, you got to be attractive. You can't.
You don't, because you get the lights off, but you can still feel boobs.
Who
It's
has
like
the
you're gonna
lights
be
off when you
feeling
have
your-
sex? That's
I mean,
weird.
Anybody who's with a butterface.
That's weird. You still
Can you
Or
even
someone
say
that's
that anymore?
self-conscious about
Is
it.
that still a
Butterface?
thing? Yeah, butterface.
Oh yeah, same.
Is it?
no. I just
It's still.
I don't find.
No, I don't know what I'm allowed to say or not say. What's
can say
socially
whatever you
acceptable
want.
Who
anymore?
cares?
Fuck.
We're three white men. Who's gonna come attack us for saying
Nobody
something
watches it anyways. It
misogynistic?
doesn't fucking matter. I'm just saying
That's going on
the
a
vagina
short.
is ugly, and I would rather see a cock than a vagina. But I really don't want to see a cock either because that appendage is gross too.
Yeah,
It's
they're
like a
weird.
90-year-old
Like
man between my
dangling
legs.
Weird looking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can all
Like
agree
that,
here.
like that fucking elephant dong we were looking at earlier. Like, what is so fucking?
Would you rather
appealing
see an
about
elephant
that?
vagina? Would
I
you rather
don't. I've
see
I think
never
I would.
seen an elephant vagina, so at least that would be a new experience.
It's just like
Okay,
a
that
cow.
makes-
I'm
Yeah,
sure, I'm
good
sure
point.
they're gigantic too, given that fucking cock we just saw.
I don't know.
What comes
man.
out of it? Is
I
that
mean,
you
well,
literally
think of how
giving birth
deep
to a
that thing
vagina?
must be.
Yeah.
That fucking dong was like 3 fucking feet long.
It's not like baby elephants are small when they come out either.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
look like an Arby's roast beef sandwich coming out.
That was Yellowstone.
Well, think about
You just made me
terrifying
think
it'd
of
be for a
Yellowstone.
Giraffe.
Yeah.
Giraffe would be fucking horrible.
For what?
Give him birth. Long neck fucking thing
Oh,
falling out of
the
your
fall.
vagina.
The fall
How is
would
it for
be-
the baby?
Yeah, the fall.
It has to hit like drop 6 feet.
I wonder. Yeah, so you want to come out
Well, I
ass
think they- I
first,
think they
right?
come out in like a similar fetal position. So I'm guessing they probably are landing on their back. like,
Yeah.
Okay, I really want
on
to
their
get.
backside.
I really want to get delve down on this, Taylor. What do you find more attractive about female vagina
The
than a?
fact that I'm not looking at a cock.
I know.
mean, literally,
No,
that's
I know.
all it is.
I know, but let's get cock out of the equation here.
But you
you-
can't. You have two things to look at.
It's getting cocked.
No, I'm
What don't you want to see
I'm-
about a
what-
cock?
One of them
But
aligns
don't
with
think
my
about the
gender.
cock.
I know, but I'm asking you, what do you find attractive about the female vagina?
The fact that it's a vagina.
Oh,
It
God.
doesn't need anything else.
Have you ever got a chick with those like super long lips?
Sure.
I mean, like super long,
Like, what are we talking about? Like the stereotypical meat curtains down there?
like
or-
2 inches long.
No.
You tie him in a knot?
Have you ever done that?
No.
Wow,
That's
I-
horrifying.
What do you mean it's
Are
horrifying?
you stretching them
This,
out?
this is what you stretch everyone out, right? It looks like a
No, you're not-
volcano
what
when
are
you pull
pulling
back.
on the lips?
What are you talking about?
It's like a tarp that you're pulling back before you dive
Have
in.
you not seen the volcano?
We've all seen a volcano.
No, I mean a volcano, like when you're doggy and you pull back and it looks like a volcano on your dick. You never seen that?
Oh, grippers.
It's not a gripper. That's
Okay.
every woman.
What
do you mean,
Every
no?
woman can grip you.
They all grip you the same. It's the same.
I guess it depends on penis size.
I mean,
Who was I
unless-
talking-
Unless it's like hot dog down a hallway. Then you're not gripping shit.
All right, whatever.
The chick that banged 900 dudes in a day, I can't imagine that it was nice and taut after doing 710.
It depends on if she went small to big. Remember how they'd line you up in school? Like all the kids that are shorter have to get in the front row. That's the way she needs to do it.
Make a good point.
I really do.
Just like gauging.
Gauging.
Yeah.
Gauging your vagina.
Well,
and
you
your
start
pussy
small and work
lips.
bigger.
Yeah.
It totally makes sense. I just don't understand I don't understand your logic. I just think a vagina is ugly. It just is what it is.
And I'm just saying, I'd rather stare at a vagina than a cock.
Right
Me
there with
too,
you.
but I'm not making that distinction. I'm just saying you look at it and it's a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. It is.
What about you, Zach? What about this older woman that you've been with? Would you rather stare at a penis or a vagina?
It's fucking warm in here now. Wisconsin Badgers. That's why he's not paying attention right now. He's rubbing his nipple. Why are you rubbing your nipple over there? I'm taking some estrogen. I'd rather look at tits than a vagina any day.
It's all about
But I'm a face
those
person.
feet. 100%. You got to have good feet for me to even get anywhere.
How
with
is
you.
Amanda's feet?
Well, their feet.
My wife has ugly feet.
Does she?
Yeah, she has pinky toes that are attached, so she can kind of spin them around in a circle.
What?
Yeah, they're attached weird, so she can spin her fucking. Yeah, it's weird, man. You want to see what I can do with my feet?
You ever put them in your mouth?
No, no.
You ever
no,
twirl
that's
them around
gross.
with your tongue?
Oh, that's gross. Ooh, that's horrible. Why would you even bring that up? Your little fetish. What have you done crazy with your old lady?
Done crazy?
Is putting a foot in your mouth crazy?
Oh, that's what I'm asking him. Have you put her foot in your mouth?
No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Why is
majority rules,
You and
bitch.
your vanilla sex.
Yeah, I was gonna
You and your
say.
missionary. If she even lets out like a moan, then that's it. It's over. It's already too racy at that point.
Well, of course.
No way
We
anyone
have
but-
kids. We have kids. She can't be in there. Fuck me, daddy. Fuck me. No,
Why
she
not?
can't.
Your kids are all grown.
My kid. No, I
It's
still
not
got
gonna
two at
fucking
home.
traumatize
Yeah,
them at
Will.
this point.
Mommy's in there getting pounded by daddy. That's gross.
Like you're
Well, you
doing
want
on
to
the-
see your
on the
parents fuck?
couch.
I mean, I don't need to see it. I know they did it.
Well, yeah. Did you hear
I'm
them?
here.
Did you hear them?
At the point in my life where my parents were alive, they hated each other for the most of it, right up until the moment where they got separated and divorced.
So
So
they-
no. And I lived on the farthest side of the house.
Uh-huh.
All of us kids.
What
lived
about you, Andrew?
Literally as far as we
What
could.
about me?
Did you ever hear your parents bang?
I don't think so. Nothing comes to mind. They used to lock their door all the time. I think just had super quiet sex.
Yeah, that's what you do when you have kids.
It's so disappointing.
Do you,
I'd
like
soundproof
that?
my room.
do you like that? Yeah, I like it.
That's depressing.
Keep doing it that way to me. That's the way it works.
I think it would just be better to be absolutely silent than hearing that voice the whole time.
No, I'm kind of into it. I like it.
But it's fucking virtually silent. I can do my thing and not even make a noise. This is what I look like
That's
when
most guys.
I know,
for
but this is what I look like when I come.
So you just look bored.
I look bored.
Did you like it? Was it good? Shoot dust. Did you come?
I'm
Normally-
older.
for you.
Normally, the question a man asks to a woman, but because
Yeah.
Dwayne is so expressionless during the whole process, she's
Yeah.
got to ask.
Well, puff of dust comes out.
Puff of
Like you
dust.
just-
No, it's
you
just
squeeze the
slime balls
mushroom.
now. It's
They're
slime balls.
Fucking Skittles he was pissing.
Yeah, it's just slime balls. This big goose of shit now. All right. Do we have anything else we want to talk about? We talked about your water heater.
Yeah.
You did not bring anything this time.
I've got stuff in the works. Stuff
Do
that Amanda
you?
mentioned, yeah.
You got stuff.
I got stuff that'll take many
Can,
weeks.
can we get a
to-
tease?
Can you get a tease?
We need a little tease.
Absolutely not.
What? He has
It's gotta
nothing.
be a surprise.
He's got fucking nothing.
I've got something.
You got absolutely nothing.
Promise.
I think it's getting really warm in here. I think it's time to call it.
It's like 1,000 degrees.
It feels warm.
Yeah, it's warm now.
Yeah, I love it. It's like a hot box. We should just get naked and just fucking have a sauna in here. That's what we should do.
We can stare at each other's aesthetically pleasing penises.
Yeah, well, you can stare at my wang. Talk about it enough. God damn it. Okay. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Unfamiliar Podcast.